Hi guys, it's me. I am back off the Marti Pellow tour. We came back yesterday, but continuing the tour diaries, I start a new tour today with a guy called Max Jury. He's a fantastic artist. But what I thought I'd do is share what it's like to actually work with big names. Over my career so far, I've worked with some awesome artists and I'd love to share what it's like with you. So come on guys, let's go. So guys, I have had a really cool career so far. I've worked with some really big names, some smaller names, people like the Horrors, Pixie Lott, Jocelyn Brown, Mel C, Razorlight, Stereophonics, The Kooks, Emily Sandé. This is my cat, everyone. He wants to be in the shot. And I've done like loads of award ceremonies like the Brits, like the Mobos. I've worked with Misha Paris, Shola Amma, some people that just want to do music for fun. It's like a broad spectrum of artists that I've worked with, and I've even kind of recorded songs myself. And one thing I've realised about it is that there's so many different kinds of artists, there's such variety out there in the music world, which makes the job really cool. So obviously with each artist that you work with, there's a different way of working, there's a different style, and so you have to adapt, or I've had to adapt as an artist, almost like a chameleon, to be able to fit in with whoever I'm working with at the time. So I've been able to work with people like Stevie Wonder, who, like, I never dreamed in a million years that I'd ever get to work with somebody so big, and someone from my childhood, because like my dad used to play his music when I was a child, and like imagine then listening to this person as you're growing up and then actually getting to work with them. It's a big deal. And then you've got people like the Horrors. I did Glastonbury with the Horrors like a few years back, and they're like polar opposites. So you really do have to adapt and change your way of working, your style, in order to fit in with the type of artist that you're working with. So the reason why I'm doing that is not because I'm trying to like impress you with my CV, because to be honest, I've forgotten some of the people that I've worked with, if I'm honest with you. But and obviously I've worked with Tina because he wants to be part of this video so bad. But the reason why I'm saying all of this is, one, because I feel like people feel like that's the pinnacle of like actually working with these people is the point, and it's not. The point is that you want to work with people who are passionate at what they do and who are successful at what they do. They've obviously found their niche, they found what they're good at, and they have done that until they've gotten to a point in their career where they feel like, yes, I'm ready. And that changes. It's never static, because like if you listen to a lot of the albums, even Stevie Wonder's albums, and I keep using him as a reference because he's the biggest person that I've ever worked with in my career, as closely as I have. I actually went on tour with him for quite a few months, and we did a European tour, we did an Asian tour, and I learnt so much. One, because I was working with Americans. I was the only person from the UK. No, I was one of two people that was from the UK. And also because I felt like on that tour I really learnt how to hold my own, and then I felt like I needed to step my game up, if I'm honest, which you would do if you're working with someone like that. And with other people it's more collaborative. So like for example, with some albums that I worked on, particularly the Pixie Lott album, I was able to contribute some ideas to the project, and put in my opinions about certain things, and it was really helpful having a producer who was interested in my expertise and wanted to know what I could bring to the table, which was great. And if you're new to this, it doesn't, I mean, some people think, well, I haven't done anything, I haven't worked with any big names, but you still have skills that will be very useful to people, because it's a collaborative process, it's a creative process, there's no rules. You have to be confident enough in your own abilities to be able to present what ideas you have. And yes, sometimes they might get shut down, sometimes people might not want to take what you offer, but by putting it out there and actually by expressing yourself, you never know who would love it. Somebody's gonna love it and really want to work with you. And don't be worried about getting knocked back, don't be worried about rejection, because that's part and parcel of this process. You will be rejected. There's nothing you can do about that. Somebody will love what you do, somebody will hate it. That's okay. It's all a matter of opinion, it's not about how good or bad you are. And secondly, professionalism is a real big thing out here in this world, in this industry. Working with big names, you can really get starstruck. I mean, I've been starstruck, like really starstruck. I met Gregory Porter and I was like, I'm losing myself. This man that I absolutely love. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
I'm in love with you.
Come on.
I know it sounds really bad.
Kept me skipping up the steps.
But you really have to keep your cool and maintain a professional outlook, because these people are like massive. So if someone from that camp recommends you, it could put you onto such amazing other projects, which because of your conduct in the particular project that you're working with, people want to work with you. And on the flip side, if you're annoying, if you're unprofessional, if you're inappropriate, it can cause real damage. This industry is heavily based on reputation. So your reputation precedes you. People can hear about you before they actually meet you. And so professionalism is about knowing what's required of you and delivering. No excuses. If something major happens, that's a given. You can't do anything about that, like you're really sick, or you know, you have an emergency that you have to attend to, or things like that. You can't do anything about that. But things that you can help, I think it's really important that you pay attention to those things, like being on time and professional when you get to the rehearsal or scenario studio, wherever you're working. Making sure that you're a personable person, so understanding who you're working with and adjusting accordingly. Making sure that you have all the equipment that you need. So if you've got in-ears, or you need to bring lyrics, or you need to bring your iPad or your laptop, having those things with you at all times. I mean, it happens, you forget things, but not making a habit of it. Also, making a habit of being inclusive of everybody that you're working with, because in situations where you're in a studio, you're not always going to be with other singers or other band members. You're going to be with producers, you're going to be with writers, you're going to be with technicians. So understanding that this job requires you to be inclusive of everybody, and they're all doing their job, but we're working together as a team. And having that team mentality of talking to the sound guy, talking to the producer, talking to the engineer, and making sure that you make it as one team, as opposed to I'm the singer, I don't need to talk to you, you're the engineer, you stay over there. So that's another thing. And also with working with big names, you have to maintain some sort of privacy. Sometimes we have to fill in forms, like non-disclosure forms, to state that we won't say anything about what we're working on, or we won't post anything on social media until maybe the event's finished, or we won't share what's going on outside of the team who are involved in the project. Because don't forget, there are some people out there who will steal ideas, and you want to make sure that what you're working on has the best possible opportunity to do well. So there will be times when you can't be taking selfies and Snapchat and Instagramming stuff. You have to keep it private. I love Instagram. I go through phases where I really love Instagram and posting, and then there's other times where I'm like, okay, I don't need to post things online. But you have to find a discretionary line. You want your reputation to speak volumes about how good you are, not how to avoid you. Because you want to work with really good artists, not only because it looks good on your CV, but you learn so much. There's things that you do not know. There is levels to this game, and obviously as you climb the ladder, there's things that you learn along the way. And you want to be able to be in those spaces where you can learn those things. Then you can hang with those people because you know what you're talking about. You know what you're doing. I don't think I've actually got there just yet, and I'm still working on it. There's still things that I really want to achieve, and places and people that I really want to see and work with. So I'm working really hard, and I'm giving you the inside scoop. Some people might say this is not very professional, but I think it's really helpful for you to know, so that you can actually work in those environments and understand what it's like. So I think it's really important that you put off, and when I say put off, I don't mean just pretend that you're professional. Be that person. Be the person that people want to work with, because it's only going to benefit you in the long run. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope it was helpful to you in some way. We post videos every single week, so hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss an episode. We also post exclusive content on our social media, so make sure you contact us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Google, plus the works. We love to hear from you. So all that remains for me to say, guys, is bye.